Good morning, y'all. It's Andrea here at VW Family Farm. Welcome back to the homestead. Today I am heading out to do some feeding. We are literally, I feel like, drowning in mud here in Arkansas. I know y'all probably are too. It seems like it's been raining a lot everywhere, so we're just knee deep in mud. Sometimes literally when I go out to get the cows up, it's just muck and mud. But you know what? That's just part of it. Late winter here, everything is just muddy, so we just have to deal with it and just move on. First thing I want to show you before we head outside is, I don't know if y'all remember, it's probably been a year ago, I put out a video how I wanted to get some color in my egg flock, and guess what? Dreams do come true. I gotta show you my eggs. I just washed eggs last night and I have such a variety. It's so beautiful. So let's check it out. Look at all that color. I'm so thrilled about this. Blues and greens and dark browns and light pinks. I especially love this one. It might be my favorite. It's really olive colored. I love that color. Not to mention, just not too long ago I was getting no eggs, and now look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's another 6, and those are a dozen and a half, so that's 9 dozen eggs just in a few days. So I just wanted to say thanks to Jeff at Bobblehead Homestead. Y'all check him out if you haven't already. He's great. He helped me get going with having some colorful egg layers, along with one of our really nice viewers that came to the shindig last year. You know who you are. So thank y'all very much for helping me get started on that. I love all my chickens and I love the colorful eggs. So let's get going. I'm going to show y'all around today, give you some updates, and but before we go, I just wanted to say the thing with the eggs, that was something a year ago. It seemed pretty far out of reach because you have to, a lot of times you start with chicks and then there's quite a long wait before you actually are getting eggs, months actually. So some of those things like that I've just always wanted to do, I talk myself out of really quickly. I don't know if y'all do that, but I do it because I'm pretty impatient sometimes. I'm a get her done, like let's go right now, and if I can't, I'm like, forget it. But I'm so glad now that we took care of those chickens and fed them and did all the things, and just for the fact that we actually got them to be able to have a colorful egg basket now. So I guess my advice to y'all is, and to myself, sometimes even if you know you're starting something that's going to take a little while, do it, because sometimes, especially if it's something you really want or need, sometimes it's so worth the wait. So get started. That's my message to y'all and to myself. I guess what I'm saying is, don't put it off another day. Just do it and get started, and then in a year from now, that time's going to pass by anyway, whether or not you got started or not. Whether that's with wanting colorful egg layers, whether that's eating better, exercising, just something in your personal life, I don't know. But that time's gonna pass anyway, whether you start or whether you don't. So in a year from now, are you gonna be any closer to your goal? Or is that year gonna have passed? Because it's gonna pass regardless of whether you start or I start, whatever it is we're feeling like we need to do. Or are we gonna be right where we are right now and we're not gonna have progressed any towards our goal, and we're gonna be upset with ourselves and all that? So that's just my food for thought for today. Let's go look around at some animals. Here's the little chickies. They're doing awesome. We're having a, actually I say we, Ben is cleaning up after them. They're very, very messy. He's having to do it quite often. But all in all, they are doing great. We lost a couple right at the beginning, so, and they actually, all the ones we lost kind of looked alike. So there was about, I think, 3 of them. So one of the kinds that we got is probably gonna be quite a bit lower, because we got about 3 different kinds of chicks, 5 each, and then we got all the Cornish crosses, and I'm feeling like those 3 were all the same kind. So we may only have 2 of one kind, but that's okay. 3 is not too bad. Sometimes we've lost a whole lot more than that, so I'm just counting my blessings that the rest of them are doing pretty good. All right, next I'm gonna take y'all with me out to feed out at the cluck wagon. It's very windy, so I'm probably have to sit y'all down because you're probably not gonna be able to hear me anyway. So here's their feed. This is a mixture of a laying mash and then there's oats on top. That gives me something to sprinkle. A lot of times I throw corn in here this time of year. We told y'all about that before. I really think that's what got our flock laying again, but I didn't put any corn in there today. I don't do it every single day. There's no rocket science to it. They're like vultures. This thing is awesome for gathering eggs in. One of our most commented comments on our premiere was to put chains here to hold this like this instead of them going all the way down. And that was actually in the plans, and we actually have the chains and everything. We just haven't got those put on yet. So that is a great idea. Thank you for that suggestion. We are gonna do that. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We've tried everything to try to get them to lay in here, and they're finally doing really well. We put these boxes in here so they'd feel like they were in a nesting box. And then, Emily, I don't know if you can shine up in here. That's actually part of a billboard to give them some privacy in there, and that helped tremendously once we put those on. So you can see these need a little cleaning right now. It's just been really wet and muddy. We have a lot of chickens in here, so I need to get some gloves on and just come out here and scrape this out and put some fresh hay in. But you can see some of these have hay. We've experimented all different ways. Lots of hay, little hay, the curtains, the boxes, just trying to get them to lay. I love that one. That's huge. It's so blue. I just love it. So our egg production, while it's doing good, it's actually went way up and then it's kind of fallen back down some. We're still getting plenty of eggs. And we've noticed some of our chickens like sneezing and coughing, I guess you'd say. So upon further research, and we've actually been in contact with our county extension service, which I would encourage you, your county extension service, if you have one where you live, is an invaluable resource. That's also where we go through for 4-H, but you don't have to do 4-H to utilize them. But we've been in contact with them, and it's pretty much like our chickens have a cold. And so one of the things that will affect is egg production. When a chicken gets sick, that's one of the things that will go first is egg production, because their body is trying to get them well. So we've got some probiotics, and we've got another product called VetRx, which you can get pretty much anywhere. We're just giving them electrolytes and probiotics and things like that in their water to try to get them better. As well as, I would encourage you to put a splash of apple cider vinegar, things like that in your water, just to help boost their immunity. So we're gonna be putting that in their water today, and we've not lost one single chicken. They just seem a little puny, I guess you'd say, and the weather's been pretty terrible here as far as wet and cold. And while those things can be beautiful, snow and things like that can be beautiful, especially if you're sitting inside, it's hard on animals. It's hard on them to be out in the weather like that that's going up and down. We've had 70-degree days to below 20. So that's a pretty wide range for an animal's body to adjust to. So we're just gonna give them some TLC. All right, as y'all can see, hope y'all can see the mud behind me. It's crazy. But as you can see, those red chickens can fly. We need to do some wing clipping, but they're pretty good about staying in. But I do have a few rogue ones that roam around, and they lay out here at the hay barn. So I'm gonna look for eggs because it's supposed to get really, really cold tonight, and I don't want my eggs to freeze. Sure enough, there's one little nest. All right, so here is the wean and pig pen. They've been fed a lot. They just want more. And then way back in here, there's a chicken. And she lays in there every single day, her and some of her friends. So then I have to try to get wedged back in there and get them. So I think it's either clip some wings or just make peace that I'm gonna have to crawl back in there every day and get the eggs. All right, I got the eggs all that crawling around for 5 more eggs, but hey, it's worth it to me. Before we part ways and I head inside because it is cold out here, I'm gonna take you and show you how the lambs are doing. So let's go. Well, lesson learned. It was 5 eggs, but when you put eggs in your pocket, be really careful or you'll have this in your pocket. So I got a mess. But after the chickens crawling all over my head and jacket, this jacket needed washing anyway. My pocket knife did not fare so well. It's covered in egg yolk, but life of a farmer. Oh, look at them. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? What are y'all doing, girls? What are y'all doing? Yeah. You already had breakfast, girl. Yeah. So you can see the lambs are doing awesome, growing like weeds. We're expecting more lambs from the other ewe that's out there anytime, as well as we got a heifer we're watching that she's bigger than Miracle and older, but not by a lot. So we're keeping a close eye on her. So heifer, for those of you who don't know, means they've either never had a calf or they've had 1 calf. So this one is a first time heifer, meaning she's never had a calf before. So we're keeping a close eye on her. It's gonna be any moment really. So, and then I'll have another one to train. That can be a little tricky sometimes. Miracle has went awesome. Sometimes they don't. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless.